Hector Gomez then he tweeted out that actually the Padres are in a better spot with Juan Soto in these discussions. Says the Padres will make Juan Soto a very good extension offer. There's a very good chance for him to stay with them, is what he said. I believe he also said like Juan Soto likes his situation with the Padres. So he uses very good in a couple of spots there. Again, Padres will make Juan Soto a very good extension offer. There's a very good chance for him to stay with them. And when I look at that, it's like I have a lot of question marks, and I have a lot of uh, a lot of takeaways just from those couple sentences there. Padres will make Juan Soto a very good extension offer. Very good can be interpreted different ways. Like for me, very good could be one thing, and very good could mean something else to you that are watching this, right? For the Padres, a very good extension offer could be 460. But for Juan Soto and Scott Boras, very good is 500. And that's $40 million difference. Like that's not close. So there's no extension being done there. Like you're that close to free agency. Feels like very good for Juan Soto's would be very different from very good for the Padres and what they think. And Scott Boras, I think his definition of very good is going to be different than the Padres version of very good. But there's a very good chance for him to stay with them. Does Hector Gomez mean long term or stay with the Padres for 2024? Because if it's for 2024, I'm not gonna like disagree with that. I don't think the Padres move Juan Soto in the offseason. I think they do give it a try through 2024. I don't think Peter Seidler is gonna give up on this big four and not give it a shot at least to start 2024. And AJ Preller, we know he wants to go all in. So he knows how he's a scout at heart. He knows how much he gave up in that Juan Soto deal. So he wants to have just one postseason appearance with Juan Soto, and he's fine with that. And you're not going to get back a Juan Soto return, right? The guys that you traded to the Nats, you're not getting that back if you trade Juan Soto with 1 year of control. That's not going to happen. Maybe you get a James Wood back or a Robert Hassel back, but you're not going to get Susanna, Wood, Hassel, Gore, Abrams. You're not getting all of that back. That was a ton that the Padres gave up. But I think the Padres are probably just going to be like, they're just resigned to the fact like Juan Soto's going to be here. We're going to run this thing out and we'll see what happens. Maybe we can bring him back. I don't think that's going to happen, just the way the payroll's at right now and all that. But Padres will make Juan Soto a very good extension offer. So are they just trying to bring the payroll down for 2024 and then they're fine with bringing it back up after that? But if he signs an extension, the AAV, it's not like the AAV starts after 2024. The AAV would increase, right? You would think it would increase because it takes into account the entire rest of years that Juan Soto is under contract. Like, so it will change. And even if it doesn't, you're paying $30 million probably in arbitration, last year of arbitration next year for Juan Soto. And if he turned down $440 million from the Washington Nationals, what, he's going to accept $450 when he's this close to free agency? Or is he going to accept $460? And even if he does, let's say it's $460 for 15 years, right? That's still $30 million a year. Does he want 15 years? Maybe he wants 14 years. That's almost $33 million. What if it's 13 years? That's $35 million. He's going to look around in baseball and see other players. How much did Aaron Judge get per year in his contract from the New York Yankees, right? You go to Aaron Judge's contract, 9 years, $360 million. So he got $40 million per year in that contract, 360 over 9 years. You think Juan Soto's going to want to settle for significantly less than what Aaron Judge got? No, he's probably going to ask for $40 million per year, at least to start things. You think he's going to sign for 10 for 400? I mean, he rejected 440 from a place that he was very comfortable with. And he's already like admitted that it was really tough during that trade or when he was traded because he loved being with the Nationals. And it was a tough transition. So he probably wanted to stay with the Washington Nationals, but he made that business decision. You think he's going to take less for the Padres? I just don't see that when you're that close to free agency. So, again, what I think the big question here after this Hector Gomez report comes out or this tweet, what is very good for Juan Soto? What is very good for Scott Boras? What is very good, the definition of very good in terms of an offer to Juan Soto in the Padres' view? Like, what does Peter Seidler think very good is? What does Juan Soto think very good is? If those are two very different things, then who cares if the Padres think they're making a very good extension offer? Because it takes two sides to tango. So I don't think that an extension is coming. I mean, and another question that came from me reading this was like, well, there's going to be a meeting after the season between Preller, Melvin, Grupner, other people with the Padres, part of Seidler's ownership, right? Equity group. We don't even know if AJ Preller is going to stay. We don't know if Bob Melvin's going to stay. We don't know who's going to be running this team officially in 2024 in this offseason. So how does Hector Gomez, how do people know if the Padres are going to make a very good extension offer to Juan Soto if we don't even know who's running the baseball team? Because I don't think Preller's going to be fired, but he could be gone. And what if another GM comes in and it's like, no, I'm not on board giving Juan Soto this much money. We need more flexibility. I'll let Juan Soto walk. And if the price tag comes down, maybe we can engage in that. But for what he wants, not interested in that. Then is Peter Seidler still going to go? He did that, it seems like, with Manny and just went and gave him the big contract, $350 million. But is he going to go past the new guy that he hires, if Preller goes, to give Juan Soto what that person that he hired doesn't think is smart for the organization, you know? So there's things to figure out. That's my point. There's things to figure out here with this Padres team before even getting to Juan Soto and a potential contract extension. One, I don't think a contract extension is happening because of how close Juan Soto is to free agency and all the things that need to happen with this Padres organization. Who's the manager? Who's the GM? Who's the president of baseball operations? Peter Seidler's health, right? And just making a roster for 2024. We know Juan Soto is going to be on this Padres roster in 2024. So or at least he is contractually on the roster for 2024. He could be dealt, but again, I don't think that's going to happen. Juan Soto's here for 2024. There's certain guys that are here, but there's Blake Snell, Josh Hader. How are you going to replace those guys? Seth Lugo, Michael Wacha, Nick Martinez, G-Man Choi, Garrett Cooper, Rich Hill, Tim Hill, arbitration, and are they going to pay him $3 million? Like little things that maybe not all Padres fans care about, but there's so many things, so many questions about this Padres team this offseason before you even get to Juan Soto. Because why should you be getting to Juan Soto when you don't even know like who's running the team? You don't know all the players that are going to be on the roster. Like the Juan Soto stuff should come after you build the 2024 roster because the Padres should be that should be their number one priority is trying to win in 2024. You already got Tatis, Bogarts, and Manny locked down long-term. If they don't have Soto locked down long-term, yeah, that might suck losing him because Juan Soto is really talented. And I think he can help this baseball team win games, especially at the plate offensively. But you're still going to have talent on this team without Juan Soto. You have this opportunity with Juan Soto guaranteed on the team. Go figure out the rest of the roster before you get to Juan Soto. So this Hector Gomez report, Padres will make Juan Soto a very good extension offer. Maybe they will, but that feels like it's way down the road. That's not going to happen anytime soon because there's a lot of stuff that needs to be decided, in this Padres organization here, front office, roster construction, a lot of things have to be decided before they should even be getting to Juan Soto, in my opinion.